Hello. Welcome to my channel Life with Priya, where I share interesting, fascinating, somewhat thought-provoking things from the multiple realms of lifestyle, innovation, fashion, and entertainment. And these are things that I see, read, or hear from somebody, experience or absorb from my day-to-day simple life. I appreciate every minute that you're spending watching me, and I promise and I trust that whatever I share here will leave you with some food for thought or something to mull on or to munch on. So today is going to be another extremely interesting episode because it deals with something that I personally find very fascinating, very captivating, a little funny at times, and the rest of the world also thinks so. And I'm talking here about the British royal family. So I know that particularly many Indians are not really fond of the British royal family. But remember that the British royal family is a very important part of Great Britain, and they are looked at as important figures to maintain a kind of cultural diplomacy as well. So, though I myself am not particularly fond of what's happening in the British royal family, I must accept that I was and am still bonkers over Lady Diana. And I remember at one time when I was in college, the entire wall of my room was plastered with cutouts, posters, photos of Lady Diana, of Steffi Graf, of Gabriella Sabatini, of Tom Cruise, of Sylvester Stallone. And let's admit it, even though despite Lady Diana's complicated life and her personal problems, she still was one of the most stunning, gorgeous and well-liked and most photographed women on the planet, wasn't she? So let's get back to the topic in hand. I promise you this is going to be a very engaging episode, and we are talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Let's first understand who Prince Harry is. Prince Harry is the younger son of Charles and Diana. He was once upon a time an extremely popular figure, interestingly because of his reckless ways, his brash behavior, and the wild side of him, in stark contrast to the more suave, mature, and mellow Prince William. Prince Harry did a tour of Afghanistan, was in the army, was said to be one of the most popular figures in the entire British royal family. With this kind of background, it's no surprise that Prince Harry was easily one of the most eligible bachelors on the planet. And that's when he met Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle was an actor who had bagged a reasonably okay role in a cable TV Canadian series called Suits. Many of us have seen this. Yes, it was a good serial, but Meghan was somewhere between getting to be known and still a struggler. The role, by the way, was largely hers due to the efforts of her father, Thomas Markle, who was a fairly respected and skillful lighting director, well known in Hollywood and recipient of a few awards as well. It was Thomas Markle who paid for her fancy education, and Meghan Markle went to some elite schools and landed up with this fairly popular role in Suits. Meghan and Harry were introduced by a common friend as part of a blind date, And as the story goes, Meghan wore a perfume which was said to be one of Lady Diana's favorite. Talk of quiet psychological manipulation. It's not clear whether they hit it off immediately, but they started to date, and soon the formal announcement was made. Harry and Meghan were married. Of course, the expense of the wedding was borne by the British royal family and the British Exchequer, and it was a widely televised affair. A widely televised wedding. After this wedding, it was expected that Meghan and Harry would quickly slip into royal roles, as any royal couple would be expected to do. Part of the royal role means that they travel abroad, they become patrons of the various charities that are hosted by the British royal family, and actually it's a great way of giving back to the society, making yourself useful, having an active role, and actually feeling like any professionals like you and me. Meghan Markle was already at an age where conception would be difficult, and therefore the couple decided to be in the family way, and the first boy was born, Prince Archie. Everybody was delighted when this happened, and it seemed that the royal family would be expanding and there were good days ahead to come with the addition of another male member. That's when the crack started developing. It seems that Meghan Markle felt claustrophobic in the royal corridors, and though they had their own place of residence, a not so humble place called Frogmore Cottage, it appeared that Meghan Markle was not getting along well with the royal family. She was, it seems, allegedly bullying the staff. The staff began to complain about her. She was in any case an outsider, an American divorcee who had got married into the British royal family, and of course there was some amount of chill during this stage. Finally, the couple decided to part ways, and an elaborate structure was made up at an exclusive meet which was dubbed the Sandringham Summit. At this meet were only a few people: the Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Charles, who was not yet king, the two sons, and they thrashed it out amongst themselves as to what privileges Prince Harry would get and what he would not. Interestingly, the British royal family also has a strict structure in place where they specify very clearly what one needs to do to avail of the benefits that the royal tag has. As part of this, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would be able to keep their titles, that is Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but they would not be able to use it in a public way, and absolutely not for any kind of commercial gain. 1 year would be funded by the British royal family, and also it was mentioned very clearly that yes, even after a year, if they both wanted to come back to the fold, they were most welcome to do so. One can therefore safely say that Meghan and Harry got a really good deal, and like any other child who moves to a different continent for work, Meghan and Harry were away from the royal family and were yet free to come back anytime with the full support of all the members of the royal family. There was absolutely no acrimony in this. Yes, the same couple that once was very much in the royal family, entitled to everything, and then one fine day they just decided that they want to leave, and they left the Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace and Frogmore Cottage and moved to the elite township of Monteito in California. And yes, this is the same couple who is very much in the news today, mostly for all the wrong reasons, and I'll be telling you why. Now we come to the much publicized move by the couple to Monteito, California. Of course, for a few months, the couple stayed in Canada with a dear friend of theirs and then moved to California, where they purchased a multi-million-dollar mansion in the very elite area of Monteito, California. To give you a perspective, friends, Monteito in California is the place which is home to stars like, let me read out, Oprah Winfrey, Ariana Grande, Meg Ryan, Adam Levine, Gwyneth Paltrow, Ellen DeGeneres, at least she used to. Before we begin to tell you about what comes next, let me read out to you what this humble home of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has. The Sussex's home is officially named the Chateau of Riven Rock, located in the popular enclave of Montecito. Oprah Winfrey and Jennifer Aniston are amongst the A-listers who also live in the area. So imagine rubbing shoulders with Jenny or Oprah on the way to the local grocery store. The Sussex's home has 9 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms, a private playground, obviously an office, a spa, a library, a room, an arcade room, a cinema room, a wine cellar, and a large 5-car garage. They also have a guest house that includes 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The royals also have some very famous neighbors, which I've already told you about. So to cut a long story short, so just imagine being in the company of all these people and living there and being still away from the home which Prince Harry grew up in. So obviously this was a new chapter. Everybody thought, wow, this couple wants to make it on their own and they are staying on their own away from the royal family and the trappings of all that. What are they going to do now? Well, apparently the real interesting stuff starts now. Friends, let me know what you found good in this episode, what you did not like, and I'll be very happy to either take it from there, and in any case, I'll be very happy if you watch the whole episode and post everything, whatever you liked and did not like, in the comments below.